It's time to get some immigration questions answered right here in the immigration link. Remember, folks, the number to call is 877-320-5465. That's 877-320-5465. Call and ask your immigration questions. Hello there. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, welcome to the immigration link. Thank you so much for calling 877-320-LINK. Go ahead and ask the attorney, Sandra Smith, your questions.
Good afternoon, Ms. Smith. My question to you is, how long after the documents were sent to the local office do you have to wait in order to get the green card?
Okay, good afternoon. What documents were sent to what office? Are you talking about your own behalf?
I-485.
Okay, so is this for you? Did someone petition for you?
No, for myself.
Okay, so tell me what happened. You submitted a petition for yourself.
Yes.
What did you submit?
I-360, I-765, I-485.
Okay, so you submitted a petition for an abused spouse, the I-360.
Yes.
All right. With regards to the 485, was your 360 approved?
Yes.
Okay. Typically, once a 360 is approved, you submit your 485, which is the adjustment of status based on an approved I-360. It typically takes around 3 to 4 months for your green card to be issued.
But it's way past that time.
How long have you been waiting?
Since April.
Since April. Have you contacted immigration because of this delay in their response?
On several occasions.
On several occasions. Well, do you have an attorney who has been helping you with this issue?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if I were you, I would reach out to my attorney if I were you and then have them then do the follow-up on your behalf.
Yes, but then my thing is the lawyer takes her own time, because it's not them in the predicament.
Well, we know what you need to do is to go and knock on the lawyer's door and tell the lawyer that you believe you've been waiting for too long. It's it's been over 3-4 months, and then have them check the status on your behalf. You're entitled to that. Yep. All right.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. You have a great one. Thanks.
All right, wonderful.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
Good luck.
Okay. And one of the things, let me jump in here, folks. Listen, we need to understand something, and I know. And once again, I am speculating. Let me disclaim that. But when it comes to doctors and lawyers, and stay out of this, Sandra Smith, all right? When it comes to doctors and lawyers, a lot of us feel like they are not working for us. Let me expand on that a little bit. Folks, doctors and lawyers work for us. When you go to the doctor and you're handing your monies over to that doctor to help you, remember, they work for you. You can hire and fire them, and they have a responsibility of living up to your expectations as to what it is that you hired them for. And it has been on several occasions where, people call the program and say, well, my attorney is taking too long, or them don't do this and them don't do that. You paid them, okay? Go back to them. Have a conversation with them. Demand what it is that was expected of that doctor or that attorney. You have a right, okay? So do not treat them any different from any other individual that you would hire for a service or get a product from. Just to make that very clear. So go back to your attorney. If you work with an attorney, don't be afraid. Some people are intimidated by doctors and attorneys or people of certain professional capacity. No. Go back, ladies and gentlemen, and speak with them and handle it. Remember that.
David, you should also remember as well, just to add to what you're saying, that you're right, but in some instances, some clients are sometimes impatient, and, the attorney may be doing his or her job, but it's just that the clients are impatient. So sometimes you have to exercise some patience because, as you can only imagine, there are millions of people living here in the States, and a lot of people have submitted the same petition that you submitted, and, you can't expect that you'll get a response overnight. In some cases, they have to do, to check to see, background checks to see if, persons, for example, if someone's submitting a petition as an abused spouse, they may want to do some research on that person to see if in fact, they're telling the truth. So it may take a little bit longer in some instances. And, I'm saying some clients do not know how to exercise patience. But you're right, you're entitled to fire and hire, at your will.
And also, we are entitled the right of being impatient. Okay?
Which is also correct.
Thank you. So that's my point I'm trying to make. But anyway, once again, I'm very happy that Sandra is not in that capacity. Call her office at 877-320-5465. That is 877-320-5465. That's 877-320-5465. If you'd like to get your immigration questions answered right this second, call right now. The number here is 877-320-5465, and Sandra will answer your questions immediately in reference to your U.S. immigration question. Once again, the number here is 877-320-5465. I've got only 2 lines left open, so give me a ring so that you can get in there. I've got a couple of questions for Sandra. First, she hates it when I do this to her. She thinks I'm trying to trick her or something like that, but no, I'm not trying to trick you. What is I trying to ask you? I think.
Go ahead, David. Go ahead.
So once again, the number is 877-320-5465. That's 877-320-5465. Before I pop my question, can you reiterate your consultation fee? Can you reiterate if you have any discount towards your retainer, Sandra Smith, before we get to the next question, which is mine?
Okay, as it regards my consultation fees, David, I mentioned earlier in the week that it's $50 for the consultation. And the consultation typically takes, it's around 45 minutes to an hour. So it is $50 for our consultation. Also want to add, David, that, we have payment plans in the office. So, for folks who are unable to, and a lot of my folks are, the clients who come to our office, we work it out with them, and we do have decent payment plans. So that's something to also bear in mind.
All right, let me pause because I use up my time. Let me pause my question and go to this one on the line right here. 877-320-5465. Sandra Smith, your U.S. immigration attorney. She can answer your question. Hello, caller. How are you?
Yes, hello. How's everything?
Good, blessed afternoon, sir. Talk to Sandra with your question, and thanks for calling 877-320-LINK.
Okay, Sandra, here's my problem, right? I came in this country back in 1990. Originally, my mother filed for me and my siblings. And I believe we're at the I-45, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem was it expired back in 2000. So you say it's expired over going on 14 years now. And in the case of that, I end up catch 2 felonies. So now I would like to renew it, but I'm kind of if and but, and I'd like to know if there's any relief if I have 2 felonies. What can be done?
Yes, good afternoon, sir. So you said you entered the United States in 1990?
Yes.
1990, you entered as a green card holder, permanent resident?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
And how old were you when you entered?
16.
You were 16 years old. All right. When you entered the United States, was either of your parents was a U.S. citizen?
No, I tried that avenue already. No,
right.
the parents recently got their citizenship within the last 10 years, so I didn't fall under that.
Okay. All right. So that's, I'm trying to see if you were in fact a citizen before you reached 18 under either of your parents. All right. With regards to the felonies, what are the dates of the convictions?
1998 and 2006.
Okay, 1998 and 2006. So you may have a problem with regards to your green card because, based on whatever these felonies were, you could be deemed to be inadmissible. Here's the thing, though. Any form of relief you're asking for, top of my head, I'm thinking of cancellation of removal. What exactly happened in those instances?
Of the felonies?
Yes, sir.
Long story short, one was, weapons possession charge, and one was a robbery charge.
Okay. And were you were incarcerated, and for how long?
Yes, the first one I got what is called a 6 months, 5 years probation.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 98, and that was deemed a non-violent felony. I did a little research on that one.
Yes, sir.
But the second one in 2006, yes, I did a little small vacation on that, a 2-year thing.
The most recent one. The most recent
that was a
one.
little bit, yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. Here's what I want you to do. Either you can hold the line and we can take your name and number, or you can call up the office later on today because I would definitely not move forward in renewing my green card unless I sit down with an attorney and discuss what's happening in your case. All right?
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right. Once again, I like that guy. I like how he puts it. Vacation.
Yes.
I my style. Yeah.
But it's a serious matter, David.
Right. And You're right.
immigration.
And what needs to happen is that people actually need to come in and sit down with you or get on the phone and speak with you, because you can do your consultation on the phone as Sandra Smith, our immigration attorney. So people call her now. The number is 877-829-5297. That's 877-829-5297. That is the number for Sandra Smith's office in Manhattan at 40 Wall Street on the 28th floor. You're in tune to the Immigration Link with Squeeze and Sandra Smith. Let's go to another call before I hit my question, if I can squeeze it in. Hello, caller, and welcome to the Immigration Link on Link Up Radio. How you feeling?
Feeling good, Squeeze, man. Everything good?
Everything plush. Peace, love, unity, strength, and harmony, man. Go on.
All right, cool. Just a quick question for Sandra. So, Sandra, I'm a U.S. citizen, so I want to file for my mother. Problem is, she's been coming here for years. She has a valid visa, but the name is different. Birth date is different. Is there any fees that pay? Is that possible? How can that be done?
Okay, good afternoon. Where's your mom currently? Is she here or is she overseas?
She's overseas now.
She's overseas now. You said she's been coming here on a valid visa in someone else's name. Is that what you're saying?
No, not someone else's, her own, but it's just different.
When you say it's different, what do you mean?
It's a different name, but it's not someone else's. The name is not.
So it's
given to anybody
her
else.
legal name, but it's different from what? From her birth certificate? I'm not sure if I'm
There
getting
you go. From my birth certificate.
from your birth
Different
certificate.
from my birth certificate.
Okay, so have you considered sorting that out with regards to making sure that she's
No. Squeeze know what I'm saying. You
Yeah, man.
can't start out.
okay?
Yeah, man, I understand.
So is there a fee that sometimes there's like some fee associated with that for
All right, here's the
to
thing.
use like
Here's
a
the
current
thing.
name? How does that work?
You're saying that Squeeze knows. I don't know, right? So maybe what you need to do is to call my office so we can talk off the air.
Yeah, man.
How does that sound?
Yeah, man. Don't worry about it, my dudes. Just call her afterwards.
So-
As a matter of fact, you know what?
Okay, so it is possible.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not sure if I quite get everything. In some instances, if I think I know what you're talking about, in some instances, yes, we can get around it. Not necessarily get around it, but we can sort it out with regards to getting your mom here for you applying for her. But call up the office because there are lots of questions that I have for you, and I'm sure there are lots you want to tell
Right.
me.
As a matter of fact, you know what? Hold the line. I'm going to make sure that you speak with her today. All right? Hold on. All right? Yeah, hold on. All right. Yeah, man, I'll make sure you get immediate consultation. Once again, folks, this is your Immigration Link. You tune in each and every single weekday between noon and, of course, noon and 12:30. We're going to be moving the Immigration Link to the evenings between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. But we'll talk more about that. It's not going to be cold turkey. So I need for you all to understand that we will have coverage in the 12 to 12:30 time slot with the Immigration Link, and then in the evenings with the 7 to 8. So we have a lot coming. So bear with us, work with us. Sandra Smith is a little bit overworked, but serve our right for come pick Link up. All right. Let's take let me take my question. 877-320-5465. That's 877-320-5465. 877-320-5465. Call now to get your immigration questions answered by Sandra Smith. That's 877-320-5465. Now, Sandra,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
asking on behalf of a lot of people out there, and basically, it's just me asking you to just give the straight information on something.
You said straight?
Yes, a straight answer. So give me a second.
I'm going to try.
Let me
Go
get
ahead.
it out. No, you will. You can. There are a lot of folks within our community who have had run-ins with the law in the past. Some have had multiple run-ins. They have paid their debt to society. Some have been deported, and a lot of them are still here. They are living their life in fear, not knowing what would happen to them if they move or not move or do certain things or go near a border or whatever. I'd like for you, as much as possible, to clear up or let people understand, rather, as to whom or who would have ramifications in regards to them having a run-in with the law. Is it a driving infraction? Is it killing somebody? Is it, where's a cutoff point? If you understand what I'm getting. Well,
David, that
moral.
is a very. Here's the thing. That's a very, very, very vague question. I'm going to try my best, as you said, to be with the straight answer. That's a very. Here's the thing.
In other words, if you get arrested,
no, but
you
here's the
still
thing,
don't
but
get
here's
the
the
papers,
thing.
not get paper. What cuts
No,
you off?
but
What
it's
makes you
not-
get in there? Is it
it's
the
not
5
a-
years,
it's
good
not a
moral character
straight-
and all of
no,
that?
No, no. It
What
depends
is
on what
it?
you're talking about. You just mentioned the 5-year good moral character. That typically speaks to persons who are moving
If me have
towards
a pound of
applying-
weed in the back of my car, I get
Listen to what
busted.
I'm
May I
saying.
get my papers?
So
Is
that-
there
that-
any chance? You know,
I
that's what I mean.
understand. There's
That
a
vague
wide
still?
range.
That
There's
vague
a-
still?
There's a yes, very vague. There's a wide range of crimes.
10 pound of coke.
We can go from shoplifting to an aggravated felony, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, we had a client recently in our office who had two convictions for shoplifting. Of course, this person was rendered inadmissible for shoplifting. A lot of folks will say it's only shoplifting, but you know, if you have crimes that have an intent to steal or defraud as an element, that is something that could be deemed to be inadmissible, and you can lose your green card. So that's one example. You talk about a 5-year good moral character. That refers, in most cases, to persons who are applying for their citizenship. There's a requirement, there's a statutory requirement for you to have, you know, the 5 years prior to your application, pretty much to show a good moral character. So for folks, for example, who've had a DUI, driving under the influence, if you've had a couple of those in the 5 years prior to applying for your citizenship, then you might have some problems there. So you want to have 5 years of good moral character, as you just mentioned. Now, for folks who've been deported, for example, depending on what you're deported for, a lot of times folks don't know this, but in some instances you can actually file waivers. There are lots of waivers out there that are available. One that comes to mind is the 212 waiver for folks. For example, we had a client recently who, you mentioned marijuana, a lot of 10 pounds or more, and this person was deported a couple of years ago. Now, person had a green card, of course, lost the green card. The person has family members in the United States. Since the time the person was deported to when we actually assisted that person, good moral character has not had any run-ins in the law. The person was in Jamaica, of course. Could show reformation of character, could also show rehabilitation. We were able to apply for a B1, B2 visa for this person along with a waiver and have them come back to the United States. But of course, it's not straightforward, David, as you're asking. There are lots of things that go into these applications.
And she's absolutely correct.
As straight as I could give the answer.
And you did give a straight answer, and that's exactly what it is that I was looking for. Sandra Smith, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, our office number, caller now is 877-320-5465. Without calling any names, did you get the emails I sent to you, Miss Smith? That's my other question. In reference to I sent you emails on 3 people.
You sent me three, yes. One I was clear on, the other 2 you did not send me any information. You sent me copies of identification, no information, so I have no idea what you want me to do with them. But the first one, yes, I got that.
Okay, all right. We need waivers, all right?
I know.
All right. We'll talk again later on, but right now, let's take another quick call. All right. Hello? You.
What's going on? Squeeze?
Not much.
How you doing?
Hi, good afternoon.
All right. I have a quick question. Came here in 1988 in the regular way, green card. I lost my green card. I got a replacement green card, but the original green card didn't have any expiration date on it. They gave me a new one with an expiration date, which is the end of this year. But I think it was about 9 years ago I got in some little trouble. Didn't do no time, just did the probation. Kind of iffy about going to renew it.
Okay. Do you wanna say what happened 9 years ago?
No. Had to rent a car. Supposed to go back Friday. Got pulled over in it Saturday day. Had to report it stolen.
Right. Okay. So be cautious with that, because I actually have a client right now who is in Jamaica, deported for something very similar. In fact, in his case, he rented a car. It was a couple hours over the time he was supposed to return it, and that was something that got him deported, because he had another situation years prior, as I just mentioned earlier with regards to larceny. It was shoplifting. So the shoplifting plus the fact that he had kept the rental car over a couple of hours after it was supposed to be returned made him deport him. So in your case, with regards to renewing your green card, I definitely would come in, get a consultation, bring your documents, bring your disposition, let me look at it, and then I'll let you know if it's advisable to move forward with renewing your green card, or what your other options could be, if any. Okay?
All right.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Manners and respect, yeah, and thanks a lot for checking in, yeah? All right. This concludes the Immigration Link, ladies and gentlemen. It's 22 minutes before the hour of 1 o'clock. You have been listening to Sandra Smith, our immigration attorney, and yours truly, David Squeeze-Anarchy, with the team of Ken Roy and Fata Diamond, the man who turned up the morning show. Everybody who want to talk to Sandra Smith, right this second have a question, call this number, 877-829-5297. That's the off-air number. Book your consultation with her too. 877-829-5297. That is 877-829-5297. That's 877-829-5297. 877-829-5297.